J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We about to go ahead and break down some of these hot topics for the past week. I appreciate everybody for coming through for this live stream. And I know I'm a little later than usual. I've been working and doing a lot of stuff, was busy. I almost didn't go live tonight, but I was like, you know what? I got to go ahead and get some of this out there because I don't want to leave nobody hanging. You know I got a lot of love out there. So I appreciate all of that, man. And that energy keep me going, believe it or not. I'd be like, man, I know Rashonda want to hear some jokes. I'm just playing. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and break down some stuff. Cassie text came out. She say, I love the freak off. I'm always down for that FO. I wish we could have got a little FO in before you got out of here. Now, does that mean that maybe she changed her mind one day? Maybe. Because I believe women got all the power. I mean, if she was down to freak off and then 2 years later she said, I don't want to do it no more, well then that's it, I guess, right? Otherwise you forcing somebody. But we'll get into that a little bit. I had a discussion with my mom about women and power they have a little bit. And she was saying that it takes two and that women, can be manipulated or whatever, which I'm not saying anybody can. But in my mind, I think it's all the woman's power. Yeah, it takes two, but it don't matter if I want you or not, or if I want to be that second. If you say no, it's not going to happen, right? So I think it all start with that. If I did, it would be a crime, right? If you said no and I still did it, then that's a crime. Anyway, I'll get into that a little bit. Let me get to some of y'all comments. What y'all think? I shaved all that beard off for the summer. Some of y'all that's been rocking with me for a while. When it gets summertime, I can't have all that hair. It'd be hot. I think I cut it a little too low. I cut it down. It's so low, you can only see it in person, damn near. Get low, get low. Do I look old? Do I look young? My face look old? I don't know. What's up, Rashonda? First in the building. I appreciate you, mama, always. Stephen Harris, my brother. How you doing? Hope everything all good with you, man. Dame Dollar, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you for coming through as always, man. You got good. Appreciate all your support. Miguel, what's good, Miguel? Que paso? Damian Kenny, you said Cassie testified she was freaking off to keep her from being with other women. Well, we about to get into that. That's something, ain't it? You know what? I'm going to do whatever you need as long as you don't need nobody else to do it with you. Man, I'm going to really be honest about some of this freak off stuff. About to drop some truth up in here like Cat Williams. Miguel, you say I'm looking fresh? I'm trying to look a little, get it off a little bit. Anyway, Damian Kenny, you say I look like a youngin'? Yeah, well, truthfully, I'm only 25. You know what I'm saying? Tranquilo. It's real cool, man. Be cool, tranquilo. ¿Qué pasó, tranquilo? So let's get into this Cassie stuff. Miguel, you say, wow, Jay, Cassie a freak too? Oh, boy. Hey, man, that's what I'm about to say, man. These people, it's messy, man. And, man, it's probably why Kid Cudi was like, hey, You won't come over here and stay with me? If you get your car burnt up and you ain't tripping, hey, that's some powerful erections. Powerful erections. Anyway, I'm pulling up this New York Post article. According to the New York Post, because of course I wasn't there, I ain't no reporter, but they have a big advertisement right here on the screen, of course. All right. It says, oh my goodness, Cassie Ventura's shockingly explicit text come out in court showing her excited for sex with Diddy. I'm always ready to freak off. Now, this could have changed as far as her attitude, but it does show that this is the type of person that probably wasn't coerced as much it was said, at least not the entire time. And it says a pregnant Cassie endured an excruciating grilling in Manhattan court Thursday as Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers dredged up scores of X-rated messages in a bid to blame her for his alleged abuse. Now, I don't necessarily go that far and blame her, because at the same time, he was a grown man. She was an adult too, but I believe he was like 39 and she was like 22. She's not even 39 yet. It says Cassie's 38, a mom of two who's 8 months pregnant. Damn, she about to have her third kid. She's largely maintained a composed air as she was prodded about her sex life, drug use, and other sordid details from her tumultuous decade-long relationship with Bad Boy Records mogul. Yeah, she should probably write that book because it sounds like she lived a wild life. Defense attorney Ann Estevo tried to cast Ventura as a willing participant in Combs' depraved freak-off sex romps by having the R&B singer read scores of sexually explicit texts the couple shared. They made her read the text. I'm always ready to freak off. LOL, LOL, Ventura wrote in a BlackBerry message. A BlackBerry? August 5th, 2009. Damn, the iPhone came out 2008. They've been freaking off before the iPhone. Say they're roughly 2 years into their relationship. When she was in her early 20s, he was in his late 30s. The raunchy text formed the backbone as Stavo's cross-examination of Ventura, who spent the two previous past days recounting in harrowing detail the abuse she allegedly suffered during her relationship with Combs, who's 55. Oh, yeah, I forgot to put in there about Elon Musk's drug use, too. I don't know if y'all heard about that. Oh, they say Elon Musk got a black eye on his farewell. Somebody punched him in the eye. Get out of here. The defense at Combs' federal sex trafficking trial appeared to zero in on the intimate text in a bid to undercut Ventura's assertion that the mogul coerced her into the degrading freak-offs. Jurors were shown one of 2017 message where Ventura told Combs, "I'm too excited," about one of their upcoming freak-offs. She also messaged Combs that she forgot an iPad, which she testified they used to record the sex marathons. Combs once texted Ventura to have fun, impress me, when she was on her way to a sex shop to get supplies for a freak-off. Wow. The court also saw messages between the couple sent on May 26, 2017, near the end of their relationships, about her run to a sex shop called the Pleasure Chest. Ventura testified that when she went to the X-rated store, she would get different sexual supplies, lubricants, outfits. So what they would basically call her in that circle of what she's doing is a sex kitten. And MK Ultra, sex kitten, rituals, sexual rituals, a lot of that stuff, it seems, was going on. And to have women, beautiful women, to be passed around in sex and orgies and things like that, it can lead to, I'm not going to say it's Sodom and Gomorrah type stuff, or necessarily say that it is biblical in terms of what some people out there doing with some of these what they can say sex magic rituals. I don't know if that's exactly what was going on here, but it does definitely look like she was in the sex kitten role. Now, one thing I will say, just as a regular person, taking away all of that, sex kitten or MK, all that other stuff. Had I have been young, I might have got involved with some of these girls. I mean, you get up there and say you got in the industry and they talking about they want you to screw Cassie and Beyonce and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, they may have got me. The Punisher, like who he done banged. He probably didn't bang Madonna and all these people. Now at the same time, I'm saying when I was young, because I would have been highly influenced. And I'm kind of glad I'm a little older. Well, not glad on all the situations, but at least a little older where I would know more, because at the younger age, although I did learn about some of this stuff in 96 the first time, I still was in denial. I'm not going to lie. I knew about the back of the dollar, but I still was in denial in different things. And I would have probably got it. Now, the drug stuff would have probably, I don't like a lot of drugs. That would have scared me. I don't know what I could have, I wouldn't have did the pink cocaine and all them drugs and stuff, that would have, I wouldn't have did that. But all these women, and here's another thing, this sex marathon stuff, I'm gonna be honest, I ain't never had that type of sexual appetite for no marathon. I've had a marathon or two with somebody I really liked or loved, but to just be, you ready? We gonna do it. Got it. I don't know. I don't know if my interest would stay. A marathon, spending and doing, I don't know, man. But then again, if they like, we gonna marathon, run a train on Beyonce, I'll be like, hey. Again, in my early 20s. I'm being honest, man. And you know what was interesting is on Real Time with Bill Maher, he made a interesting point, which is times have changed now. Women, I don't believe, and I kind of agree with this, starting, I'm not going to say starting now, but within the last few years. His point was that the Me Too movement is 8 years old. And people like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, and many others have been held accountable when women make allegations or complaints. They're listened to and trying to say they want to do something because some dude didn't do this and that, but they stayed with him for years. That ain't gonna really fly, because you can leave immediately. You can report it immediately. And I kind of agree with that. I don't understand why somebody continuously stay with somebody if they so bad or abusive or doing all these things to you. A lot of times because they wanted to get something out of it. But sometimes they were manipulated and against their will. Probably had fear that if they say something and do this or that they can have retaliation. I think now that with all the stuff going on, I don't think women should do that. And one of his points was that Shia LaBeouf is getting sued by some woman that he was dating and she's a singer, and she got money, and she got her own place in London, and she was saying he was basically, bad to her, and I don't know all the details, but one of the quotes Bill put up there, I didn't even know who they were, married or dating. I mean, I don't follow them. But anyway, his point was she had a quote that the whole time she could have left and went back home to her own 4-story spot or whatever. Um, so like if somebody was treating you bad or you didn't like it, you should have. I would. Most men would. I mean, unless you a hobosexual, you got to slang that peen for Dean for dinner. So, Jamari Riddick, what up, boy? You say that MK stuff happened a lot in Hollywood. It did. It does, man. It really does, man. And a lot of people get in, and it's a problem when you have to be chosen for a job. Like most people job, you got your qualifications, you put in an application. Yeah, somebody got to choose you, but it ain't about their feeling necessarily. You got to have the qualifications normally. And what Hollywood is you can have the qualifications, but they just didn't feel you was right for the part. And so when that type of thing happens, you get people that are willing to do things to get a job or places or recognition that most people don't or wouldn't have to for their job. You know, one journey, you say women in the situation knowing trouble was coming may have texted him. What she knows makes him happy. So you saying basically she was trying to keep him happy by texting him stuff, but really didn't mean it, maybe, which is possible. I mean, two things can be possibly true. You never know. Again, she stayed with him a decade. Who knows the details on how many times she could have or would have left? Uh, I don't know. Bill Maher also made a good point that Diddy is complicated in the sense that he didn't like her being with Kid Cudi, but would like her to be in freak offs and watch her getting smashed by a bunch of dudes. But then my dudes, they approved by me. I like to see they junk. When Kid Cudi smash, I don't get to see his junk. He won't let me see. So I don't approve. Now, if Kid let me see that Cudi, I want to see that Cudi, Kid. You ain't gonna let me see them cheeks either. Okay, bomb it, burn it down. He holding out on the goods, boy. Yeah, let me see. Get the rest of these comments. Bammy and Kitty, you say Cassie delivered her son earlier this week. Cassie was rumored to be very jealous of his relationship with Kim Porter. Yeah, that's possible. I kind of read that stuff a little bit. Damon 4030 checking in on Twitch. I appreciate you for checking in on Twitch. You say, what up, Jay? Good to catch you on live. Are you covering the trial? I might have to go back and check out previous vids if you got them. Yeah, I've been covering the trial. I've been talking about the diddler. If any, I got a playlist with the Diddy trial stuff. I got to put the last few videos I made about it in there. But as y'all can see, I'm back to drinking Essentia alkaline water. I was drinking some water. Got a little moldy. Had a little. My throat was hurting. Anyway, let's get back to this. Thank you, One Journey. Let's get back to the chasms for the diddler. It says another message showed the pair appearing to try to avoid getting pregnant after Combs suggested having one of our nights. What? After one message was read out, Ventura asked for a break and grabbed her pregnant belly with both hands. At one point, she smiled when Gustavo brought up a loving email she wrote to Combs just a few weeks after her 21st birthday party. Look how young Cassie was. Cassie was fine, man. Cassie is fine, though. I ain't gonna lie. Look how he's smiling behind her. Hey, I'm about to get all up in that. Ooh. Yeah, Cassie fine, man. I ain't gonna lie. Now, again, it ain't all about looks and this and that, but damn, Shorty fine. Shorty fine. And I ain't gonna lie, like I said, I would have been fell for a victim for some of this stuff at a young age, my damn self. Just the drug part. Weed and liquor would have been enough. They probably would have spiked my liquor or something. Next thing you know, I'm face down. I'm like, Diddler, no, don't. Diddler, no. I can't go home. I can't go home. Give me that cocaine. I can't go home no more. Say it's making me giggle because it's from 2007, Ventura said. They probably tried to make her feel bad. Oh, you think this is funny? So you did enjoy the freak offs. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? She said, I'm laughing because you bringing up stuff from 2007. The iPhone wasn't even made yet. The email expressed how grateful Ventura was to be in Combs' life, but also how she felt he was constantly wary of her. Now, I will say 2007 is a nice amount of time. Not to say, it don't matter, but hell, I didn't get injured until October of 2011. So that's what, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 4 years. I still had 4 years of kicking it. Damn. I could have made it to one of them parties. They was freaking it off, and I was rocking around these streets. What? I was roaming these streets, and they was freaking these deets, freaking in the sheets. I could have made it over there. Damn it. Should have went to New York. Anyway, it says Ventura's husband and the father of her children, personal trainer Alex Fine, sat stoically in the courtroom gallery looking as she described when she fell in love with Combs. What? They got a... Why they got this damn artist rendition of him on the video monitor in the towel? They got him on the damn towel looking like a monster running down the thing with the damn TV monitor. Boy, these damn courtroom sketch artists are funny. They be coming up with some stuff, don't they? Look at that with the little white lines and stuff. And look at them. Anyway, it says Ventura kept things cordial with Gustavo, even sharing laughs with the lawyer early in the day, but her answers grew shorter and shorter as the hours dragged on. It says, do you have any questions for me? Ventura asked at one point as Gustavo read from another years old text exchange. Ventura previously testified that she participated in the freak-offs to please Combs and because she wanted to avoid his anger, which often resulted in him beating her. Well, that is a good reason to say, and it's hard to prove if she's telling the truth or not. I will say, man, Cassie fine, boy. Cassie was killing the game right here. I didn't realize how beautiful Cassie was. Damn, man. Cassie fine in the mug, boy. I ain't never looked at this. Look at Diddy. Looking like old wannabe Mr. T, Mr. D. With Cassie. Cassie, boy. I wonder what. I don't get it, man. I don't want everybody to screw my woman, man. I don't know, man. That just ain't for me. Especially if you got a fine dime piece that you really, I don't know, man. But hey, that's part of the game too, in a way of life, because some women don't like being with one man. That is true. I'm not saying that's what happened here. I don't know. She is married, I guess, with the man. They said the father of her children. He the father of all three kids. So maybe, but sometimes, in my experience, yeah, some women are a little more wild when they're younger, and then they want to settle down with a good guy after they realize all that drama and fun ain't what it's cracked up to be, so-called fun. Then they want to settle down when they almost, you know, is almost too old. Anyway, um, damn man, the diddler. You like that sketch, Jamari Ridley? Brandon Tony. Hey, I ain't mad at Cassie's husband when he saw Diddy in the courtroom and heard what Diddy did to her. Man, you know, I had a big conversation with somebody, and here's the thing about that. If you the husband, okay, and I'd had this conversation on here. All right, so here it is. What up, encouraging warrior? And what's good, Crystal? How you doing, ma? All right, so oh, Brandon Tony, you say you right about that, Jay. I even saw her in Step Up too. Yeah, man. Oh, you said, did you hear about what Diddy's mom did to his twin daughters? No. What? Her grandbabies? Let me get back to what I was about to say right quick though. So, oh my God, I almost forgot what I was saying about the woman. Shoot, I forgot, man. Oh, about Cassie husband. All right, so here's the deal. Let me go to full screen like Stephen A. Put that thing down. Put the camera on me. Anyway, here's the thing. If I'm with a woman and she could have been a hooker on drugs, freaking it off for a decade with the diddler, if we are talking and it's getting to the point where it's getting serious, you need to tell me about them skeletons in that closet. I don't want to be walking somewhere and the diddler pop up and he giving you the look. And I got no idea. And I'm just some dum-dum holding your bags, thinking that you some old born again Christian. I got a good woman. Not to say you can't be a good woman if you did be a part of the diddler's dandies. But you need to let me know. Why are you hiding that? Now I look stupid. Now I can't trust you because you hid this. I think you may be hiding other things. How do I know in the future you ain't hiding something? How do I know in the future you ain't lying or leaving out or omitting or that didn't count? And I think it go both ways. If a dude was out there on the street, I think you should know. I think women should know if a dude was gay for 10 years and now he's straight. Wouldn't you want to know, ladies? Or you just marry him and then just be with him for a few years and then one of his boos come up, hey, how you been? Oh, you married now? Okay. You don't want no more of this? You used to be something. I never thought you'd get married. If I was there and I'm like, hey man, what the? But if you told me, I'd be like, well, you was crazy, wasn't you? Hey, I'm glad you changed. Come on, boo. That's how I feel. So if I'm Cassie's husband and she told me, and I ain't talking about she told me about the freak-offs and all these texts right before the trial, because now I still got some level of distrust. You just told me right before the trial. I think she's told him she was going to write a book. So I think he could sit there and hear that. And, he become, hey, man, we all got a life at a certain age. We've all done something at a certain point, unless some people ain't actually. It's this dude on Jeopardy. He said he a stay-at-home son. What? A stay-at-home son? Some people ain't did nothing and went nowhere. They just read about it and regurgitate it as if, it's facts. Where's your experiences? So anyway, I just think you need to let me know if we together. Y'all let me know in the comments. Let me see. I see y'all got a bunch of comments. Let me get to behind a little bit. You say Damian Kenny, Cassie wasn't Puff Woman. She was his plaything. Yeah, Misa Hilton, Kim Porter, Sarah Chapman, Asian baby mom, equal Puff Women. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woof. He was puffing that poo nanny. Yvonne Cox, yeah, Trump said he might pardon Diddy. What? If Trump pardoned the diddler, he's really going to break the justice system. Not to say that pardon the diddler is that big of a case, but these presidential pardons are starting to get out of hand. And if you got a crooked president, it may seem like, hey, we could do this or that, get a pardon. If he like you, you can get a pardon. Larry Hoover. But the Larry Hoover is kind of interesting. I kind of don't hold that against him to a certain extent. I'd be surprised if Larry Hoover came back out and was a big shot caller trying to go on the block and sell some weed or something. Encouraging warrior, Cassie husband used to be Diddy's trainer, so ain't no telling what they all saw and did together. Exactly. I forgot about that point. Yeah, he was the personal trainer. He already know how flexible she is, and she stayed in shape. She said, I gotta stay in shape. It's the freak offs, baby. The regular season's over with. It's the freak offs. I'm trying to win that chip. You know what I'm saying? It's the 2007 freak offs. We got Kim Porter, aka the Lakers. We got who else? We had Misa Hilton, aka the Denver Nuggets. We got Sarah Chapman, aka the Chicago Bulls. Asian baby mom, aka the Greek freak. I'm trying to win this playoffs, the freak offs championship. Trying to get that ring. The ring is a proposal for Puffy. I'm trying to win that ring. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that chip. Yeah. Damn, man. They lived a crazy life, didn't they? Brandon Tony, she pimped them out, and Diddy knew that was happening and didn't do nothing about it. What? I'm about to Google that. About the grandbabies, she pimped out her grandbabies and Diddy knew nothing. What? How old are the twins? Damon 4030 on Twitch. I think part of the issue is we live in a society where being normal or regular is looked down upon. It is crazy what people will tolerate and do for fame and financial security. That is true. It is looked down upon. And everybody here is guilty of this, but not as guilty because you're here with me. But people only like to support or be around people that's already doing something successful to a certain extent. Watch videos that's already been watched or subscribe to something that's already got a lot of subscribers, which reinforces on both ends the same behavior. It's kind of messed up, but we kind of manipulate ourselves in a way. Because if I see that if I do a certain behavior, then people will react or reinforce it, that encourages me to continue to do that kind of behavior. It take a special person to say, well, if I do this, I'll get support or reaction or views or whatever, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to. That ain't really what a lot of people do or say. So, and it make it hard for somebody else to come out and do their own thing because they won't get views or support. So then either they quit or they have to do what a lot of other people are doing to get views and support, which then is kind of making it one big blob of a bunch of people the same. And also, it's not all on us too, because I will say certain platforms, more so than others, restrict speech or whatever. And the way they can restrict it is by demonetizing your video. So if they demonetize it, then a person won't say or do whatever just so that they can keep their video monetized. So in a way, they're restricting things because certain platforms may do that. And then what could you do? You know, encouraging warrior, you say Cassie testified that she used to have sores in her mouth from all that freaking off at the FOs. I guess 30 mil is worth your self-respect. Ugh. Ugh. The Punisher then rammed it in that hard. Sores in her mouth from all that. Man, I'm surprised they ain't catch nothing. The diddler may have to, because R. Kelly got take Valtrex. He was having to get his prescription in prison. That Valtrex. So, Kale's got the herpes. I don't know how they got away with not catching nothing, I guess, with all these people, man. That's another thing I've always liked, because I'm kind of a neat freak in a way. I'm not so much like OCD, but also I don't like a lot of messy stuff. Like one thing I would do, I kind of look back on this now, I wouldn't do it probably today, but after sex, I would have to go in the shower. Now, I wouldn't be like, "Ugh," but I didn't like to lay with the sticky icky, dry up, be all crusty, usty. I don't know, I could probably get a rag or something and make it quick or whatever. And I have, but man, I like a hot shower, especially after you didn't did whatever, because then I'm really about to go to sleep. I don't know. Hey, you can get in the shower with me. I didn't even did that. That's cool. I wasn't like, but at the same time, I don't like to go to bed or fall asleep all sticky, icky, or wet and stuff. I just don't like that. Probably, I don't know. Even my mom, like, I didn't have a lot of bedwetting or wearing diapers a long time. I got that stuff up off my head. I ain't like that. Encouraging warrior, Cassie was jealous of Kim Porter because Diddy treated her better, lack of a better term, than her, but she ended up outliving Kim. Well, that's true. Well, actually, not yet. She's living longer as far as she's still alive right now, but Kim was in her 40s, right? Like 45 or something. And Cassie only 39. So we'll see. But I get your point. And also, Kim was closer to Puffy's age. She knew him when he wasn't nothing. And so she probably could check him better. Damian Kinney, you say most of Trump's pardons were given to white collar criminals. I mean, of course, that's his boys. Okay. There were good people on both sides. Anybody, they can help out. Did you all see Trump saying white South African farmers were getting exterminated, but he was showing pictures of something in Africa and Uganda or something, another location? He trying to help white South African farmers after all white South Africans have done? Really? They ain't and then it was a lie, it wasn't true. Anyway, Steph Love, what's good, Steph Love? You say they all birds. Diddy knew how to pick them. Hey, brr, brr. Hey, man. I'll be honest, man. I don't think a lot of people are being honest. Not saying here, but just in general. How many people, men especially, because remember, Diddy really started blowing up in his 20s, around what, the age of 25? 25. Man, I remember 25, man. My son was born. I turned 25. Well, I turned 26 that later that year. But 25, if I was rich and powerful and famous and you got all them dime pieces around and you doing it, flying in jets and doing this, I mean, it is a lifestyle that can eat you alive, just being honest. I'm not trying to say he isn't, responsible for his actions. Because there's plenty of people that's been rich and famous at a young age and didn't necessarily do what he did. But, you know, I might have fell victim to some of this stuff myself, being honest. I wouldn't have did the freak offs and stuff necessarily because I won't like another dude. I don't want to watch another dude smashing my girl, but we may have had a little orgy or two. Hey man, what you want, a Beyonce, a Cassie? What you want? Make them sing, baby. Make them sing. Got them birds, baby. They think I'm talking about drug deal, pies. No, I got these bird brains. No, I'm just Damien Kitty, all three of Diddy's daughters are 18. The twins graduated high school this month. Wow. Wow. Encouraging Warrior, the twins just had a prom. They're 18. I thought that said porn at first, man. I dropped my glasses somewhere. I'm about to say, they what? I'm about to go to XNXXX. Encouraging Warrior, you say facts, watch those sticky marbles. Hey, you damn right. I don't want them crust on yawns. I gotta go on and wash that off. Damian Kinney, it was said that Puff and Cassie had a private physician to administer IVs to recover after freak offs. Damn, man, they really was in like the NBA. It was in the FBA, Freak Off Booty Association. Damien 4030, this dude actually had other men stay in the bathroom while he showered in a transparent shower. There's no pay work. Who thinks of this? Who thinks of this? Now, this stuff ain't what I would do. I would have had women in the shower with me. I would if I might have fell victim to that. Hey, I want you and you. The royal penis need to be clean. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been like, the royal penis is ready. I need to park it in a garage now. I gotta park the royal penis. Okay. Which one of y'all parking spaces is available? I think I'm gonna park it in this one right here. It's a tight space, but I'm gonna fit the stretch limo up in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a little J turn, parallel park this mug up in there. Say, get my mind out the gutter. Miss Crafty, what's good, mama? Courage and Warrior, you would love to hear that physician's testimony. They like, man, when I did that pap smear, my damn thing fell in there. You know how y'all, the pap smear got that thing, he stick in there and then open it up and then he can look up in there and stuff. Be like, let me go ahead, open that up. Open that up. Bloop. What my machine? What my tool? He did like this. Open it up. Okay. Get my goddamn what? Oh my goodness. The Punisher then gave you a 3-lane highway up in this piece, mama. I say no more freak offs. You on injured reserve for the playoffs, for the freak offs. Straight up. He done pap smeared your ass sideways. What? He like, damn, girl. Hey. Nah, man. These people, man, you know what that made me think of? Eyes Wide Shut. and Tom Cruise was like that high-end doctor, and the whole girl was what, drugged out, butt ass naked in the damn top of the thing, and he had after they basically had a freak off. They was having freak offs at Eyes Wide Shut, basically walking around looking at the freak offs, and old girl got freaked to death. Diddy like, you know what? I'm gonna do a combo meal. I'm gonna do a Eyes Wide Shut mixed with a little bit of Showtime Gigolos. I want a little Punisher on the side. Punisher versus Wolverine. Get a little Deadpool. That's what they call that coochie after it got punished. That's the Deadpool, because you're going to fall right in. It's wet still, but you'll fall right in. Slippery. It's big and wide. It's then got ran through. But it's all right. Still useful. Still heated. It's still a heated pool. It's still nice and warm. Just a big one. It's Olympic size now. That's all. It used to be a hot tub. Now it's an Olympic size pool. But hey, that just means more people can have fun, baby. That's all. It's more fun for everybody. Before, only 2-3 people could get in there at a time. You know, that hot tub was nice and tight. But now, hey, man, we got the whole team run through that. Get their exercise in. Ron, these people crazy. See, ain't nothing against it, I guess, if that's your bag. But I don't like gay activity with men. Gay women, it wouldn't bother me if they wanted to go ahead and do some things and I was there, I wouldn't be appalled. But if a dude was trying to look at my rump roast or trying to do some stuff, that would turn me off. I think my thing would go down like, wah, wah, wah. Like, hey man, I'll be back, man. I'm good. What you on, man? Bro, I'm trying to do something here, man. What is you on, man? Good. Encouraging war. You see it? I think that Punisher guy is capping. I hate it when men lie on their manhood. I mean, I don't think so. He said they had said that he was there. What he said that I thought was interesting is that he didn't know that she was having a bad time. He thought she enjoyed it, and he apologized by saying he didn't know that she was coerced into doing that. Anyway, I spent a lot of time talking about this. Let me go to these other articles. Let me see before I go. Let me see if I missed anything about this article. It says Estavo beyond attempting to paint Ventura as game for the baby oil field and humiliating freak-offs. I don't know how humiliating it is if nobody knew about it till it busted out, but it says they also tried to cast her as toxically jealous of Diddy's harem of women and stuck in a cycle of dangerous heavy drug use with him. I mean, that's a natural reaction of a woman to be jealous, especially if you're doing all these activities and then he just got you as like basically one of the rest. But you already know probably it's a million men that would love to be with you, but he just treats you as nothing. But that sometimes to women is a turn on. They be thinking, I'm going to get him, I'm going to make him leave them. They be seeing it as a challenge too, man. Women, y'all are complicated. Not saying Diddler is okay, but the testimony grew more intense when Gustavo implied the 4-star Golden Door Resort in San Marcos that Ventura considered going to during 2017 was a drug treatment facility. It's not a rehab facility, but yeah, it's like a spa, Ventura said back. Yeah, I come to find out. Yeah. Ventura testified that Combs and her called each other get high partners. What? It's my get high partner. She admitted that she once went to a rehab in Sedona, Arizona in 2017, but it didn't stick. After she left the rehab, she took part in another freak off with Combs. Part of the reason you wanted to participate in the freak offs was to have your time with him. It was a special time with him you cherished. Boy, this woman is crazy. A lawyer is something else, ain't it? How can she say you cherished? Boy, she said yes, though. Wow. Yes, Ventura replied, repeating the one word answer when Estavo then asked it was a time to connect with him. Ventura previously said she developed an on again, off again opioid addiction, relying on the pills to help her feel numb after taking part in the freak offs. One text from 2009 appeared to show Ventura starting to push back against the 6 sessions and her fear that Cohn was using her for sex. When we used to freak off, when we were so in love, there were no questions asked. It felt right. Like it literally made sense for the next step in our life, in our sex life together. I got nervous that I'm just becoming the girlfriend that you get your fantasies off with, and that's it. I think this statement is it right here. This is it right here. And I think that says it all. And this is similar to like what Mike Tyson had in the sense that if you do a woman wrong or make them feel a certain way, it can come back to haunt you in a way. Um, by him making her feel like she was just one of the rest, she was getting nervous, thinking she wasting away her life being somebody's sex kitten, and in the end, she gonna be old and ran through, and he gonna just get another young one and get rid of her, which is like with Young Miami and stuff like that. And now she damn near 40 with no career. I'm not saying this is right or wrong what happened, but I think had he took care of her, meaning she had money, her millions, or a music career or whatever, I think they may still be get high for partners and still freaking it off, in my opinion. And in a way, maybe she may have felt obligated. Maybe he may have made her feel obligated if he did uh, advance her career. She probably would feel like she'll never stop freaking off now because he did all of this for me. I owe him. So I'm sure it was a very complicated situation. But I think, like with Mike Tyson in the Desiree situation, the woman that he went to prison for his transgressions. I think after the problem with that major problem, because he did eat it up while it was it was a red light and he still ate it up. That's kind of nasty. But he kicked her out after it was over, like, okay, get the fuck out of here. I got a fight. I don't want to be bothered. I've already ate your box. I ate the box. What did you want? That's ludicrous. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want no more of that. You put ketchup on your box. The good thing I like ketchup, but I don't want it anymore. Get the hell out of here. I'm not even going to have my limo take you back. You might spill some of that ketchup on there. The catsup. He said catsup. You got some catsup. Let me stay away before he come back and get me. Damian Kinney, it was also stated that Diddy is itty bitty packaging a Tootsie Roll. uh, Here's the thing. I'm not laughing because it's an itty bitty. I mean, hey man, I don't think if you got a big one or a little one or a medium one, it ain't really nothing to celebrate because it ain't like you worked for it or earned it. It's something you was born with, you know. So if you got a big one like me, you know what I mean? Hey, you can't keep bragging like I do. And all jokes aside, I was laughing because of Tootsie Roll. What the hell kind of What the hell kind of comparison is that? And it's funny because I did hear this, that they kept saying he had a Tootsie Roll. A Tootsie Roll. So it's skinny and long, or what? Skinny and short? Oh my goodness gracious. Women, y'all are something else, man. How y'all deal with men, man? I don't know how. I wouldn't want to. If I was a woman, I probably would be gay. How do y'all deal with men? Men are crazy and disgusting, except for me. But all the rest of them are nasty. What? Oh my goodness. I would be with a woman, man. Women are so much better. Oh my goodness. I would not want to see a bunch of ding dings, Tootsie Rolls, and blow pops and wine candy and shit. You pull out a little wine candy. Hey, baby, I got some wine candy. I know you ain't know these were still around. Good things is hard to get rid of. You pull out a little wine candy. You just got to keep sucking, baby. Taste the rainbow. Damon 4030. You know it's crazy if you could get Meek to wear a matching Meek disavowed his ass though. Hey man, I ain't wearing no matching outfit. That was on sale. He just happened to shop at the same location at the same time on the same day. That's it. At the same party next to me. We ain't playing that. That's just great minds thinking like, baby. That's all. We know how to take advantage of a sale. That's it. Damian Kenny, men can be learned. A woman can figure a man out after a while. That's true. It's hard to figure out some women because it's emotional, which emotion ain't based on logic, which means it can be all over the place and you don't know what you're doing, feeling or how to deal with. I feel like you've been cheating. Baby, I ain't slept with nobody in 10 years, but you, I like the way your booty still dragged down on the ground and sag in your pants. I don't want none of that other stuff. I feel like it though. I had a dream. Now you in the damn doghouse. Damon 4030. You know it's crazy if you can get you know it's crazy reading that again. Courage and Warrior, ain't no grown man calling me daddy, and I'm sitting there sitting in the swimming pool. Damn Meek. Hey, he was calling Fabulous daddy on Drink Chaps. Daddy, why you ain't come party with me, daddy? You know what I'm saying? You ain't never came party with me. Fab was just quiet like. He like, man, he done came and party with me. You know what I'm saying? You got to come down party with me, daddy. You the daddy, I'm the diddy. We don't need no mommies. I got this Tootsie Roll. We play like it's Halloween. Trick or treat. Diddler eat. Trick or treat. Diddler eat. Give me something. Why don't you come beat my meat? Trick or treat, diddler eat. Come on over, beat my meat. Tootsie Roll, taste it good. We are going Hollywood. Let's get back to this. That was my freestyle. To say the marathon grilling drew fire from federal judges who, and I guess we all know what's going on. It say right here, went to a slow pace, sub Romanian didn't budge. What in the world? They say her testimony would be completed by the end of the week. She had to, wow. Yeah, she talked all week about this stuff, man. Yeah, it was a lot. On to the next story, though. I've been talking about the diddler all night. Now, this story is interesting and short, but a Coast Guard A woman that was in the Coast Guard, which this woman, man, she don't look like you won't play with her anyway. I'm surprised this dude got some. But a Coast Guard vet was essayed. She got taken, her goodies got taken. And so she lured her accused, attacker to the woods and executed him. And then went and got a tattoo. Remember him by. First of all, look at this dude versus her. How did he do that? Anyway, it say a U.S. Coast Guard vet turned OnlyFans model is facing a decades-long prison sentence for luring a man she claimed took her goodies into the woods of a national park in Ohio and executed him. Chelsea Perkins pled guilty on Tuesday to second-degree murder and unaliving in the 2021 death of 31-year-old Matthew Dunmeyer of Cuyahoga Valley National Park near Cleveland. Court records say the hikers in Terra Vista National Study area of the park found Dunmeyer's body around 11 a.m. In 2021. According to a probable cause affidavit, he had a single gunshot wound to the back of the head and an Aquafina water bottle next to him. Damn. FBI agents learned Dunmeyer had gone out with friends and co-workers to a bar 4 days before the discovery of his body. Dunmeyer told them he was going to meet a woman who was in town for the weekend. The woman showed up in a white car. His boss watched him get inside and leave. Love, true crime. Okay, that ain't it. Anyway, license plate readers showed the car belonged to Perkins' husband. And damn, she was married. Investigators later learned that the pair drove to an Airbnb that the defendant had rented using her credit card. After spending the night with Dunmeyer, she spent the night when Perkins sent a Facebook message to her tattoo artist in Metro Detroit that she was in Cleveland and was going to make a stop first before driving to Michigan. The pair drove to the national park on the morning of March 6, 2021. Hiker said they heard a gunshot between 11:30 a.m. and 11:50. Another pair of hikers reported encountering a woman later confirmed to be Perkins, who was walking and appeared to be lost. They thought it was odd she was wearing knee-high boots and not hiking gear. Perkins then drove to the tattoo parlor in Michigan. Agents keyed in on Perkins as a suspect and found the same car parked outside her husband's home in Virginia a couple weeks later. Suspect's DNA was also found on the Aquafina bottle as well as Dunmeyer's body. Damn. Hey, man, it's harder and harder to do a crime these days. I know that much. After her short stint in the Coast Guard, Perkins went on to become an OnlyFans model under the name Sabrina Savage, the Cleveland Plain dealer. She was in the Coast Guard, then became OnlyFans. As for Perkins' goodies taken allegation against Dunmeyer, police in Virginia Beach said there was not enough evidence to move forward with the charge. That's probably why she took it into her own hands. But damn, it says the case took a twist in November 21 when Dunmeyer's parents, upset that Perkins had not yet been arrested, took matters into their own hand. Dunmeyer's mother, Tommy Lynn Dunmeyer, and father, John Nelson McQuillan, drove to Washington, D.C. with plans on killing Perkins. Damn! Hey, that's some ride or die parents right there. Tommy Lynn Dunmeyer, dressed as a UPS driver, and knocked on the apartment door. When a woman answered, she shot her twice in the abdomen. What? The problem, the woman who answered was not Perkins. The older Dunmeyer had just shot a woman who had nothing to do with her son's murder. She didn't even ask the woman's name. Bah, bah. Tommy Lynn Dunmeyer and McQuillan changed license plates on their vehicles, but cops still tracked them down. She shot herself to what? Took herself out His officers were closing in. The woman she shot survived her injuries, and federal agents arrested McQuillan, who later pled guilty to accessory after the fact to assault with intent to kill. The person received a 3-year prison sentence. Man, Matthew Dunmire's obituary described him as a free spirit who loved music, loved playing his guitar, loved being with his friends. Perkins faces 20 and 25 years in prison when she's sentenced. Dang, man. That could be a movie right there. Straight up. That destroyed their whole family, man. The mom and dad decided, oh, we about to get that biatch. And then the mom, she pops the wrong person. And then when the cops is chasing, the mom takes herself out. This is like a movie. Crafty say it's my type of woman. Hey, I know that's right. You can ride for your babies. I know that's right. Somebody take out one of the Crafty kids. Hey, you might as well go look for her because she coming for your ass. Ain't waiting for the justice. I'm justice. What was that? Proud Mary. Proud Crafty. Used to be scissors. Now the guns. Nah, I feel you, man. That's sort of like Sam Jackson in The Time to Kill. You got to take law into your own hands sometimes when it ain't working for you, I guess. So, you know, Yvonne Cox, you say that is why she killed him, so the husband will not find out. Dang. Yeah, that was a wild one, y'all. That was a wild one right there, man. I didn't even see that coming my damn self. So, anyway, we get ready to get up out of here, y'all. Oh, I did have some Instagram stuff I wanted to talk about. And also, I want to let y'all know I've been working on something big. It's this app. And when the app comes out, put it out so everybody can try it. It's an app that help anybody be able to produce social media videos, go viral. It's going to have AI in it to help you with making clips or writing stuff or whatever. It's really good. It's called the Social Media Maven. So when y'all see it, y'all gonna be like, damn, Jay made this. Hey, your boy working on some things. I'm kind of smart. Kinda. What the one thing I really learned in school that really was the best thing is learn the ability to learn, to study. Because really that'll carry you further because you ain't gonna get taught everything. But if you know how to pick up new things and learn new things, then that'll help you because there's always gonna be something else to learn and do. And so with that being said, whether you're trying to be an actor, whether you a musician, YouTuber, it's gonna be able to help you get gigs, book gigs for you, find clients, balance your books, do your taxes, squeeze your booty, put a little baby oil on you. It's gonna do it all, man. It's a diddler. I'm gonna call it the Diddler Express. The Diddler Express. Give you everything he never gave Cassie. Anyway, let's see a couple of these posts because I did see a couple of Instagram posts that was kind of crazy. And for example, I was talking about Trump showing up the wrong stuff. That was when he was showing it right here. And that's the president of South Africa. But he's showing.
These are all white farmers that are being burned.
They were actually pictures from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Let me explain. During an Oval Office meeting on May 21st, Trump caught South African President Cyril Ramaphosa off guard when he alleged that white farmers were being persecuted because of their race. Trump then presented alleged video evidence followed by a series of articles and images that he falsely claimed showed white farmers that are being buried in South Africa.
And look, here's burial sites all over the place. They're all These are all white farmers that are being burned.
Following the meeting, Reuters revealed that one of the images Trump displayed was a screenshot from one of their videos that showed footage of humanitarian workers burying bodies in the city of Goma in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The footage was captured in February following deadly battles with Rwanda-backed M23 rebels, Reuters reports. The managing editor at The American Thinker, the conservative online magazine that published the blog post Trump showed to Ramaphosa, told Reuters that Trump had misidentified the image. Reuters video journalist Jafar Al-Katanti, who captured the images in question, was shocked to see Trump using their footage as false evidence of white genocide. In view of all the world, President Trump used my image, used what I filmed in the Democratic Republic of Congo to try to convince President.
Well, as we know, telling lies ain't nothing big, but just to hold that up in front of him and say that, I'd be like, hey man, that ain't our pictures. But I guess, it ain't that easy when you need some money from the government. It's a Harvard Medical School morgue manager admits to stealing organs and selling them on the black market. I don't know how many of y'all are organ donors. Some people got a conspiracy that if you get in an accident and you're an organ donor, they might not save you because your organs are worth more than saving you. It is a new documentary, and y'all know I love me a good doc. I do. I can't wait to see this one coming this weekend on HBO called The Mortician, where this dude is talking about if you get cremated and stuff, he'll throw you in there 3-4 of you at a time. He like, what's the difference if it's one body or 10? I just scoop up a bunch of ashes and give it to what you gonna test the ashes? You care that your ashes mixed up with 4-5 other fat dead people? Would you care? He taking body parts. They say they found arms and legs hanging around. And the worst part is it wasn't illegal for a lot of this stuff because there's no laws on some of this stuff. Man, what a world, right? What a world. What a world. Damian Kinney, the South Africans want reparations, so the government let black Africans dispossess whites by force, but the nation that aid Africa do not like it. Well, that's not true. Exactly. So the white Africans own the majority of land in South Africa. They're the minority. We already know they came in and subjugated everybody with apartheid, which was basically slavery until like around 1989, 1990. They had the whole country enslaved until Nelson Mandela was the first president, and they own the majority of the land. So they have a lot of farmland and a lot of land that they own that they don't use, but they will not sell or give back to the people. They just greedy. They just want to keep it. And so the government is taking that farmland and giving it to the people. Farmland that is not being used, that they own, which they probably shouldn't own because they went and colonized this place. They weren't from there. They were what? Dutch or English, whatever the case, Afrikaners. And then they go somewhere, take over, subjugate the people, say all this is ours. Then when the people rise up and want to feed themselves and have it, oh, look what you did. You stole from us. You took from us. You killing us. You wrong. Really? Really? Y'all had slavery, apartheid, until 1990. And somebody take it from you? Really? And it's land they're not even using. It's not like they confiscating the land that they actually are farming and growing crops. They're taking land that they own, but they're not using, and giving it to people that want to use it, that can feed them families themselves. They don't want that, though. They want to keep people subjugated, keep them poor, keep them reliant on outside food. Similar to Hawaii. Hawaii could feed itself. Hawaii can grow all the food they need. Hawaii gets majority of their food imported because a lot of the land is owned by other people and they won't allow people to grow stuff on that land. So then they stuck paying $10 for a gallon of milk. They got to buy fruit from somewhere else. when you can probably grow the best tasting fruit in the world in Hawaii, in volcanic land? You know, so a lot of this stuff, corporations, that is what the name Banana Republic literally means, where a corporation like Chiquita Banana goes into a country, takes over the government, bribes people, forces everybody into a monocrop culture where they're all growing one thing, whether it's sugarcane, banana, whatever. And they basically, that corporation, Banana Corporation, Dole, with the pineapples in Hawaii, Dole, all of these companies basically own that country because they buying them out through corruption. And that's crazy that a damn clothing store calls themselves Banana Republic when a Banana Republic is a bad thing. That means that you got enough money that you can go in, buy out the government, and subjugate the people to start growing whatever you want or digging for whatever you need. And they laws and stuff don't mean nothing because you can pay off the politicians to make them do whatever. That's bad. That goes against the people. You know, so, and you're right, Yvonne Cox, both you and Damien both got this green box, but Yvonne is making another great point that a lot of the land in Hawaii is owned by the military, which is horrible. Why? Because they drop bombs on the land, test ordnance. It's no longer useful. They don't pick it up. They don't clean it. It's all kind of bombs there that's unexploded, landmine, all that. They polluted. All of that stuff is going into the ground, poisoning that beautiful, beautiful land. Poison it. You know, the story of Hawaii is very complex. They never wanted to be a part of America. You know, they pretty much got forced into it. Anyway, I suggest some people, if you don't know, go on YouTube and look at some of the subjugation of Hawaii and what happened and how all this stuff, man, they made Hawaiians basically housekeepers, turned it into a tourism, and now they got to make beds for people and stuff, and half of them can't even afford to live there now, especially after the fires and stuff. It's messed up. I always wanted to go to Hawaii and things, but I don't want to go to Hawaii because then you're kind of keeping that cycle going of subjugating those people into being housekeepers because they're on the island. You know, it's more Hawaiians, I think. Well, I think, yeah, they said more native, natural-blooded Hawaiians live in Vegas than on the islands now. Like, I watched a lot of stuff about Hawaii. And, like, if you got, it's a certain percentage of Hawaiian blood that you can have a home there with a certain lease, 99 year lease with this. But that's so many people that have mixed or whatever that is you starting to get harder and harder to find those people, which means they basically about to phase them all out in 99 years. Even those that do have a house, if they have kids, how can they have another child with another Hawaiian when it's so few and far between native Hawaiians? So then that child will probably not marry or get that house, and then they'll get that land. They figured out a way to get that land one way or another, man. Straight up. Yeah, but it's crafty. Hawaiians had kings and queens. The queen of Hawaii wore all her ceremonial attire when she had to sign the treaty and become part of the United States. And some United States tried to frame it as she was a proud moment, but she wore it as a protest that I'm a queen. I don't need this. But when you got powers that be, and when it's a new world, and if we decided an army or people going to drop bombs or planes, a country or a place like Hawaii can't make an army. They're not making airplanes. They're not making the war of modern war. So it's places that really have no choice now. If big boy come knocking, what could you do? You can't make submarines. You ain't got the Air Force, Navy, Army, Marines, Delta Force, all these people ready to jump on your ass. What you gonna do? Steph Love, I'm in Phoenix. There's a ton of Hawaiians out here. Yeah, man. And all of that area, because it's hot. But also, they like casinos, too. At least that's what I saw in a lot of stuff. They like to work in casinos and things. So, I don't know. Y'all got casinos in Phoenix? Walking with full armor. The Elite J control everything, or they think they do, homie. No, well, they do. They control the system. They don't control us. But a lot of us are like sheep, the sheeple, cattle. So you don't necessarily need to control cattle or sheep. What do? You herd them. You herd them. And so that's why they have put us in herds or group people together or do this and that. And then with that herd, you can direct that herd or flock however you see fit or break it up. And so that's what they try to do with the masses. But they're going to have a rude awakening with AI putting so many people out of jobs and things that I don't know where they're going to hide when everybody's sitting around. They got a taste of this during COVID. And all the people got to the streets when they ain't have no jobs or nothing to do. I think it'll be way worse. Way worse. You know. Steph Love, you say casinos all over Phoenix. See? I didn't even know they had casinos in Phoenix. But I've seen a few videos about they say they like to work in casinos. I don't know. Maybe they got a history, gambling culture in Hawaii. Or maybe they just like casinos. I don't know. Well, they do like casinos. They said it. But I don't know why. Maybe it's fun. Maybe they make money. I don't know. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. My damn back is killing me bad. I went to the doctor's appointment today, man. I think I'm going to have to get an MRI or something. Good grief. I'm getting old, y'all. Walking with full armor of the Lord. That's why you got to think outside the matrix, you know? Hey, you definitely got to try. You definitely got to try. That's why they say think outside the box. That box is the matrix. And the matrix is everywhere around us. Okay, Neo. Choose. You want the red pill or the blue pill? But choose wisely, Neo. Nah, man. Yeah, we in the matrix. I don't believe in that what is it? What theory is it about us in the simulation? I don't know. I think this is a simulation, but not a computer simulation. I think it's a reality life experience simulation. And then when we pass, that's when you see what's really going on. I like to believe that, you know. So we'll see. You say choose the black pill. What's that? Diddy juice? All right, Yvonne. Everybody, y'all take care. About to get up out of here. But yeah, I don't think we in the what you call it theory. Other than it's a most high power type thing. And if you when this is over, you're gonna find out which way you going, up or down or waiting. So anyway. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Walking with full armor. You have a good one. About to lay it down, man. I'm over here in trouble. Crafty, you say we are Sims theory, LOL. Only in the sense that when this is over, it's still more to come with your soul. But is this, you know, a computer simulation type thing? I don't buy that. Like the Matrix and we plugged into something and living into this, and I don't think so. I don't think so. I haven't seen a argument good enough to make me believe it. I've seen some good ones that were interesting and it made me think, but I still didn't go there yet, because then it's just very complicated for that, because everything needs some type of power source or electricity. They say if it was something like that, we would need probably a power source as big as the sun, which makes me think maybe that's what it is. The sun is the power source, and we are in this simulation of what we call life. I don't think it's other simulations up or down. I think this one thing of life, our spirit lives it. And then when it's over, you get your judgment and you go to the upper room or the basement. And then when it's all said and done and they come back and then people come back with them, there you have it. I like to think that it's better than thinking of nothing. Steph Love, hey, I appreciate the love, fam. You have a good night. Walking with full armor, you say it's two ways you going, up or down. I agree with that. So y'all simulate this life best you can. Don't worry about another one, because it's either up or down, and then where the way you go, then you may come back. But it's based on what you do now. So be out there, be loved like Steph. Treat everybody like you want to be treated. Deuces, and I'm out.